Okay, so we're gonna write a loop program here. All right, I've taken my circle program. I've already put my user frame, my tool frame in. I've written my circle program already that you can see on the screen. I've left a few blank lines in. Those are the ones that I wanted to make sure that you know how to fill in when we do this. So when we set this one up, this is gonna be decrementing down. Okay, I've already, if I look at data, I've already stored a register in here. I'm using register 2. That's gonna keep track of my loop count. All right, so if I hit select, I'm gonna go back into my circle program here. You're gonna do this with whatever program it calls out for you to do in the lab. I just chose the circle one. All right, so I'm gonna go up to line 3 here. All right, the first thing that I need to do is actually store in what the register value is gonna be. So I'm gonna set it, that's the number I'm gonna count down from, okay? So I'm gonna hit new instruction, okay? Or you can hit instructions down here before. I'm gonna hit new instruction, then it gives me a choice of register. So I'm gonna hit register. And then I have a bunch of different choices of what I'm gonna do with that register. I just want a register to equal a value. So I'm gonna choose the first one here that has ... equals ... hopefully you guys can see on the screen here as I'm going through with that. All right, so then it gives me a choice. What register do I wanna use? I'm gonna use register 2. You're gonna use whatever register is associated with your user frame and tool frame. So I'm gonna hit register, all right? And now I'm gonna hit the keyboard and I'm gonna tell it I want register 2, then I hit exit, so it fills in register 2. Here's the important part, don't mess this up. We wanna choose a constant here, so you're gonna hit constant. I'm gonna have it do it 5 times, so it's gonna count down from 5. So I'm gonna set register 2 equal to 5 here. All right, and then so that it continues the loop, I'm gonna put a label here for it to jump to. See on line 13, I have jump to label 1. That's so that it'll go back and do the loop, but it needs to know where label 1 is. So I'm gonna add label 1 here on line 4. So I'm gonna hit new instruction and I'm gonna hit the jump label command here. And it gives me the choice. Do I wanna do jump label or label? I wanna do label because this is where I wanna go to. And I'm gonna call it 1. This is my first one in here. So I have label 1 now. So it's gonna count down. We're storing the value of 5 into the register. I'm gonna do the circle 5 times and it's gonna jump back to label 1, but I gotta add some other commands in here. So I gotta go down to line 11, okay? Line 11 is where we're gonna actually increment the register. So I need to do new instruction, okay? I'm gonna do that instruction with the register and I need to do some different choices here. Okay, notice that there's the ... equals ... equals. We used that one before. We're not choosing this one. What are we doing? We're gonna decrement. So I need to do like register 2 equals register 2 minus 1. So I want to choose the one that's right here that has ... equals ... minus ... All right, so it's gonna fill that one in for me. And then I need to choose what register I want for the first set of dots. So I'm gonna choose register 2 because that's the register that I'm using. Okay. And then I want to decrement register 2, so I'm going to choose register 2 again. All right, and then I want to subtract a constant, so make sure that you hit constant here, and this constant will be 1. We want to subtract 1 from it each time, so it's going to do 5 circles, so it's going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as it does that. But it's got to know. All right, so we're gonna decrement the register every single time we've done a circle. So you notice my lines 5 through 10 are literally it doing the circle, okay? And then I'm gonna decrement the register. So once I've done a circle, I take 5 minus 1, all right, and store it as 4. Then I do another circle, 4 minus 1 is 3, so on and so forth. We all know how to count down. All right, but the next part is when do we get out of the loop here? When do we get out of the loop? So we need a command that's gonna get us out of the loop. So I'm gonna hit new instruction, all right, and then I want to still hit a register command. I'm still doing a register command, but now I need to choose a different value here. Or I'm sorry, I'm not doing a register command. I misspoke right there. I am going to be doing the if statement. We already did the register decrementation there. So I'm going to back out of here, so it's good to kind of see if you make a mistake, just hit the X. I'm going to hit new instruction, and I'm on the if select command. Now, this is where we need to choose, okay? So since we're decrementing, I want to say if register 1 is less than or equal to 0. So that's going to be this if right here. There's a dot, 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 less than, equal, dot, dot, dot. Okay? And then I want to do a select. So I'm going to say if register 2, okay, because that's the register I'm using, is less than or equal to 0. So I have to hit constant to enter the 0 in here. Okay, what am I going to have it do? I'm going to have it exit. So this is my jump out. I'm going to jump to label 2. Okay, so I can do a jump label here. And I have to hit the keyboard, hit 2, hit enter. Okay, and then I'm done. So if we go through my program right here, I've defined my user frame and my tool frame as we do this, okay? And then I've stored a value of 5 into register 2. That's what we're going to count down from. And then I jump label 1. What is that jump label 1? Well, that's when I do the circle. As long as my count, all right, and then right here I increment the register, or decrement the register. Sorry, I'm subtracting one. But on line 12, if my count is less than or equal to 0, okay, it's going to keep doing this loop until I get to 0. So it's going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if it's less than 0, it's going to jump to label 2 and exit the program. Line 14 exits the program. If it's not less than or equal to 0, it's going to keep doing the loop, and it'll go to line what? 1 at 13, which jumps to label 1. So it's going to go down. Register 5 is 1. It just goes to label 1. It's fine. And then it's going to do the circle. I'm going to decrement the register in line 11. So that's going to go 5 minus 1, which is 4, and store it into register 2 is 4. And then it's going to compare. All right, well, is it less than or equal to 0? No, it's not. So it's going to go down to jump label 1. It's going to go back up, do the circle. All right, and it's going to decrement. So when it gets to that last one, all right, then it'll be 4 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1, right? And then when we get to the last one, so when it gets to line 12 and it says if register 2 is 0, right? So that's less than or equal to 0. So when register 2 gets to 0, it tells it to jump to label 2. Well, jump label 2 bypasses the jump label 1. Label 2 is line 14, and then the program ends. All right? So there's how we're doing a loop program, and we're going to count down when we do this loop program. Okay, so I've entered all that in, so I've shown you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the teach pendant off here. I'm going to clear my fault. Okay, I'm going to stay in my program. I'm going to bump my speed up to about 30 so I don't get a DCS cart error. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to flip the robot on. All right, so it's going to run through my circle program, and you can actually watch the commands as it goes through and checks everything, so you can watch where it goes through. Okay, so let's check this out. And we're going through the program. Sorry, I had it caught in another program before. That's why it didn't do it correctly. But now we're going to go through 5 times, and you're going to see it goes line by line, and you can see where the robot is with each line. All right, it's keeping track of the register value as it goes through the program and executes the program. Okay, so I've had it count down from 5, and then when it's done, all right, it counts, it goes back to the original position in the program. Okay, so there's how we're doing a looping program. So we just had the robot do the circle 5 times, all right? So I'm gonna run it one more time, and then I'm gonna hit data, all right? Now, you don't get to watch the live value. See how it sets it to 5? Now it goes to 4. And then I'm watching the register now. As it does another circle, it's going to decrement the register to 3. See that? Okay. And then I'm going to run another circle here, and it's going to decrement the register down to 2. And then it's going to do a circle. All right, you guys get the gist here. But this is the whole point. This is where it does the R2 equals R2 minus 1. And then I can go back and look at the program here that it's running, all right, and see where we are with the robot here. All right, so there's a way to see, you know, as the register is changing and as we're doing a looping program. So this robot's done a circle 5 times. All right, so hopefully that helps you guys set a few things up in your lab. You see kind of what your program should be doing. You're probably going to loop your box program 5 times. We're going to add to that later on and do like an offset so that you'll see how that goes as well when we do some palletizing in a little bit.